She didn't even look at him. It was the third time that week Tunde had seen Aisha at the market. She was there with her husband, a tall man with a confident stride, holding the little boy's hand. The boy laughed loudly, and Aisha joined in, her face lighting up in a way Tunde hadn't seen in years. It made his chest feel tight. She didn't even look at him. He watched as they walked away, disappearing into the busy market crowd. His stomach churned. Regret gnawed at him, just like it did every time he saw her. He turned back to the roasted plantains he was supposed to be selling, but his mind wasn't in it. Aisha had been his first love, the one woman who had loved him without condition. She wasn't flashy, but she was kind, patient, and full of dreams. For 5 years, she had stood by him while he tried to build his small food stand, always encouraging him. She didn't have the curves he craved, but she had something deeper: character, loyalty. But Tunde hadn't seen that then. All he saw were the women who passed by with big hips and curvy figures. He would stare, his attention drifting even when Aisha was sitting right there. She noticed, of course, but she never complained. She only asked once, "Tunde, am I not enough for you?" His answer? Silence. He didn't stop. In fact, his obsession grew. He started flirting with other women, chasing after the ones he thought would make him look bitter, feel bitter. Aisha grew quieter, her smiles less frequent, until one day she left. Tunde thought she would come back. She always did, but this time she didn't. Months later, he heard she was seeing someone new, a teacher at a village school. Tunde was furious at first. How could she move on so quickly? But as the years passed, his anger turned to regret. He had tried to date other women, beautiful ones with big hips and curves that caught everyone's attention. But they never stayed. They didn't have the patience for his small dreams. All they only wanted was the little money he made. Now, at 33, Tunde was still alone. His food stand barely made enough to keep him afloat, and every night he went home to a small, empty room. Aisha, on the other hand, was thriving. She and her husband had opened a tailoring shop, and everyone in the village admired her family. People whispered about how lucky her husband was to have her. And Tunde, he was the one people pitied. Ah, if only he had valued her when he had the chance, the elders would say, shaking their heads. That day at the market, Tunde stayed long after the crowd had gone. He stared at the empty road, thinking of all the ways he had failed. He thought about Aisha's laughter, the life she had built without him. Regret doesn't feed a man, but it eats at it. And for Tunde, it was a meal he could never finish.